I'm live now. What the hell? I clicked on that and we were live. And I've been going since 9:04. So I've been going for 12 minutes talking away. And here, let's just do this for everybody again. Now that was a really weird glitch. I came in here. I was a couple of minutes late. I was after 9. I came in, sat down about 9:03, and at about 9:04, I hit go live, and it says right in the middle of my screen, it'll say you're live. And I had a dark screen, and I played the intro, and then I faded into and I started talking at about 9:04. I've been going, and I thought, wow, nobody's responding to anything I'm saying. And I thought, I wonder what's going on over there. And now I was Grumpy Stack. I was on time to the party. Well, no, I was a couple of minutes late. For some reason, I looked up when I saw somebody say something about maybe he's not awake yet. I even responded to Elderberry way back when he said, wakey, wakey, Scotty, at 9:04. If you look back in the timestamps in the chat room, and I said, I'm here. Here we go. And it was weird. I just looked up a couple minutes ago, and it said, are you ready to go live? The prompt says up there, and I'm like, I just did that. So that's funny. Heather White is here. She says, now I'm frozen. So go figure. There's something up with my internet or my computer this morning. Or it... Who? No, she doesn't. No, we're not going to do that this morning. So happy Mother's Day, Grumpy Stack. And let me repeat, happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there. I see Heather White from Scotland is in the chat room. My friend from Scotland. Happy Mother's Day to you and your 2 little boys. And let's see what else we got here. You're not frozen. I'm not frozen now. So, but we are delayed. We've got the system puts in about a 30-second delay here. So, love the picture montage. She says, thank you, Heather White. How's Scotland this morning? How's Glasgow? And, so I was telling stories already. So, Rainey and I went out yesterday without the kids. And we went out to the place over by the schools where they've been digging up to put in new development of housing. Probably a lot like what we're living in here, side-by-side townhomes. No, I do not need the dog. I told you already. Let's not keep doing it. All right? And she's trying to round up the dog to get the dog a bit. Well, there's the dog. You can see how much the dog's loving it. So is there just total disregard for what I said to do about the dog?
No.
You're just going to do what you want to do? There's Lucifer. She's look at those eyes. She's like, save me, Dad. Save me from the child. Oh, what you doing? That's Lucifer. And so we had her out, Rainey and I, with us. Lucifer, not Ellie. And we just went out. It was nice. It was gorgeous, sunshine, hot outside. And we went out rock picking. Because even here in the fields, farm country, where they're now digging up fields that used to be farm country out here in Middle America, United States. If you look at the continental map of North America, Wisconsin's about right smack in the middle. The thing you have to learn is not to interrupt. If you want to be here, you can sit here.
I'm
If you're going to interrupt, you're going to be out.
Here, let me say.
No, I was in the middle of a sentence. That's a bad habit of yours. So you wait till I call on you. So, yeah, we're in the Midwest. In the United States, we're the northernmost part of the United States, but that is right kind of cut across the middle of the North American continent. And right here, we've got the Great Lakes up to the north and the east of us. And but what you find in these fields, we find all kinds of agates, all kinds of different rocks that are dug up from these fields that have never been dug up like this before. We find seashells. Shh, quiet, I'm talking. This is daily. This is every part of our day. So if I sound terse to you all, it's because it's a constant thing. So we're out there and we're rock picking. And now, is this just a sign of encroaching old age? Because while I'm not in perfect shape, I'm doing some exercise. I try to keep as in shape as I can, but I'm run down a lot lately and stuff like that. And I'm only 61. I'm not like 90. And so we're out there, we're walking around. It was fine, you know. Mostly you're looking down because you're looking for rocks, and there's rocks everywhere in all this dug up stuff. And they've got a lot of the foundational holes dug up. And you can see they've got the roads not put in, but you can see where they're going to go because it's all the flat level stuff. And you go walking down, you go, this is going to be, I said to Rainy yesterday, you can see this is going to be a whole row of homes that all look the same. And when they're all done with this, and we're just walking around, you go down into where the ground splits a little bit and you get the rivulets of water going down into where the foundations are all going to be. It's like a big pool or big pond, you know, that's 100 yards long, 2, 3 of them in a row. And you go down in those rivulets and you find where all the rocks wash down. And so we found some pretty cool stuff and lots of agates and things. And we got to get a stone polisher. There's so many things around here, rocks around here in collections that Rainy's picked up and Rainy and the kids have picked up. And so we've got all that stuff. And I get home. We're home, around 8 o'clock. The sun's not down yet, which is nice about the burgeoning summer. And by 8:45, I'm like, I'm going to bed. I'm worn out. I thought, is that what happens when you start getting older? Worn out by walking for an hour and a half, looking for rocks. It wasn't like any strenuous mountain climbing or anything. Like, hey, Anton Dabbs. That's Andy Dabbs, folks. He's the one I'm working on this book with. And I will be at Andy's this week, by the way,
And
Monday.
I'm going with him.
And Ellery is not going with me.
Yes, I am.
And so let's see. So good morning, Andy. Good to see you. And so we're out picking rocks, hiking and stuff. And I was worn out by 8:45. I went to bed. Well, then what happens? I wake up at 2:30 in the morning. And I wake up, I'm wide awake. I'm like, okay, what do I do now? And so I went and made a little sandwich because I was hungry. And sat down, a little cheese sandwich. And sat down and thought, I got to try to go back to sleep. So I was up about 45 minutes to an hour, and I went back to sleep. I woke up at 7:30 this morning and went outside, and, it was nice. It's a little raining today, but not bad. And it's still very warm, which is nice. And I started washing dishes. This was all my thing about saying why I was 4 minutes late this morning, not 17 minutes late. So I was 4 minutes late because I look up as I'm washing dishes, soapy water, doing pots and pans. And said, whoa, I got to be on radio in a minute. And so I had to go and pour myself a cup of coffee and get down here. And by the time I got all tuned in and got the show going, it was 9:04. Then I come to find at 9:16, the button didn't push. I didn't forget to do it. It said, you're live. It said right in the middle of my screen, you're live. And so I started with black screen and played the show intro and started talking. And I see all these guys talking over there. Eventually I look over there and somebody says, maybe he's still sleeping. And I thought, and I typed in, am I not broadcasting? Are you not seeing this? And I look up, it shows I'm broadcasting. It's got the timer going and everything, But then I look at the button and it says, would you like to start your live broadcast? And I'm like, I already pushed that button and I already started the show. So that's it. Blah, 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 blah about being in here. So I was also already told the story that when Rainey and I pulled up, if some of you are on my Facebook or Rainey's Facebook, Rainey put up a little video about this. And we pulled up and the garage door was closed. The kids had been playing out on the driveway, shooting basketball hoops and stuff. And Rowan and her friend were practicing their volleyball bumps and things like that. And
I told him
and
this.
Ellery told me about this. She's going to make sure she gets that back in there. So we pull up and Ellie comes. We don't even have the car shut off yet. Ellie comes running out and going, they broke a window. And Rainey looks up. Sure enough, one of the little windows at the top of the garage door. Well, somebody had bumped a volleyball into that window and broke it. One of them. And there's like 8 or 10 of them across the top. Little windows, only about that big. And a foot by a foot. And so Rainey quick looks up on her phone the video replay of our security cameras. We got a security camera up in the corner above the garage door. And sure enough, the ball comes right toward the camera at one shot and goes, and you hear the crash, tinkle, tinkle, tinkle. And the two girls, Rowan and her friend Ruby, they kind of froze. You could see them talking. We couldn't hear them, and they just walked away and into the house. And so you already missed Rowan out here telling me to shut up. I'm not tattling on her. I think it's a great story. So we got to fix that. But at least it's a small thing. So they broke a little window. That's going to cost what? $10 to fix, if that. Just got to get a new piece of glass for it and seal it in. So no big shakes, but I thought it was kind of funny. It's funny watching their reaction on the video. So if you're on Rainey's Facebook or mine, you'll be able to see that. You can go watch that. And can't tell kids anything, Rainey said. I think it's the
You can't tell me what to do.
Oh, I see. And so it's just more work. It's like, shut up, Rowan's telling me, don't tell him, it's my story. And I said, hey, I got to pay for it and fix it, so don't sweat it. I'm telling a story. Anyway, that's what we started with. You were live, but not on YouTube. That's weird, Matt Finn. That's really weird that it didn't catch up. Is it playing on YouTube now? It is. You were live, but not on YouTube. There it is. I'm going to shut off YouTube so it doesn't give me feedback here. So that was 2 things I'm talking about. One is growing a little older. There's 2 great things about growing older, or 2, not great, 2 things about growing older and having kids this young is, number 1, by my age, I've kind of set certain ways that I've learned over the years how to do certain things certain ways. And, one of them had to do with doing dishes. I was talking about that before I realized that we weren't on air. And so you get organized and you say, hey, I've been doing this for 50 years plus. So let me show you how to do this. And the kids are like, I don't want to do that. And one of the things was I was doing dishes this morning. And I'm noticing they're getting a little better at it. But the kids used to take like a bowl if they had like SpaghettiOs or something. And that bowl, where did it go? Sploosh right into the sink. And by the time I would come or somebody would come to start doing the dishes, Rainey and I traditionally did them because we want them done right. There's all kinds of food floating in the water. And it's like, come on, guys. And my thing was, the mandate was, if you have a dish and you use a dish and you eat out of it, go scrape your leavings into the trash can and rinse your dish and stack it to be washed. and put it into the dishwasher. Our dishwasher's broken at the moment. That's why we're washing everything by hand. It's got to get fixed. Yeah, the motor burned out, and so we're washing by hand the last few days, and because we just haven't done that yet. And
By the way, I do not know if this is permanent.
Oh, you didn't check that before we started drawing on my hand? So we the mandate was rinse your dish now because they're all old enough. And so you can see years have gone by. They're all old enough. They're all capable enough. They all function just fine. 12 years old, 10 years old, 7. They should be able to rinse out their dish.
Just call me 7? I'm 17.
Yeah, 17 years obnoxious as a 17-year-old. And so
there.
So now the mandate has changed in recent at least 6 months. I will when I'm ready to. And so now the mandate has been, hey, we got this spray soap. It's Dawn dish detergent with the sprayer on it. And you can spray your dish and wash it right away. So I said, here's the thing to do. Everybody, mostly kids. Rainey and I already know how to do this. It's like when you're done eating, scrape out your leavings not into the sink. We used to have a garbage disposal at one of the places, the last place we lived. And so everybody's still getting over not scraping almost a year later, not scraping their dish into the sink. So scrape it off into the trash, spray it with the soap, take the sponge and wash it. Rinse it, put it in the drying rack, or hell, go get a clean hand towel where they're folded up over on the shelf and dry your dish and put it away in your fork or your spoon or your glass and whatever. Does that ever happen?
No.
Rarely. I congratulate them whenever I see them do it. But for the most part, it doesn't happen. So so I'm there washing dishes this morning. And Rainey was washing some yesterday, and I washed some yesterday. And the kids, on occasion, you can get them to do it. So we've got chores that they're supposed to get done.
I want puppy.
But there's not necessarily an adherence to the chores. So the chore chart has to go. And we have to set certain time. If you want the chores done, you got to regiment it. You can't just go, you got to do the dishes every day. They never get done. So you have to say at 5 p.m. when we're done eating, do the dishes, whatever. We'll get it figured out. So it's a little ramshackle with our organization with the kids on this stuff. Oh, Steph says, wait, Scotty, you don't get, and I got to do all that. You know what I get, Steph? I get a variation of that. Rainey gets it too. How come I'm the one that has to do everything? I got to do everything around here.
Yes, I do.
She does that a lot. Rowan is actually really good at chores, but only if she thinks she's getting something out of it. Rowan is the person that will. She'll make something. She'll take a box of mac and cheese. Which is horrible food, but it's in the cupboard for the kids if they want to do something after school. She cracks that open, makes her mac and cheese, throws the box on the counter or on the floor, wrappers on the counter or the floor. Then she dishes herself up a bowl of mac and cheese and gets half of the mac and cheese all over the stovetop, down into the burners, on the floor, dribbled down the front of the stove. And this isn't a singular instance like, oh, oops, I spilled that. Let me clean that up. It's every time she makes Dad, can I make smoothies? Yeah, but you got to clean up your mess when you're done. I will. Well, she never does. And we've got to haul her out of whatever she's doing to get it done. So, and that's it. You know, Rainey and I walk into the kitchen half the time. It's a disaster. Who's got the this and this all over everything? Why is there mac and cheese down in the burners and all down the front of the stove? Oh, I did that. Why didn't you clean it up? Well, the burner might have still been hot. I get that. It's an electric stove with those little spirally. But there you go. That's why we do dishes, as parents, because it needs to be done. And Matt Finn, Eller will be hopped up on sugar and ready for chores as soon as she's done with that juice box. Yeah, you'll be all set to do your chores. You can go finish washing the pots and pans upstairs. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, anyway, that's our household and the way it seems to run. And of course, it'll just get better as they get to be teenagers, right? As he deadpans the camera. Let's see, I got a message over here from Barry Chad Sr. Good morning, Scotty. It's Sunday. Hope your coffee tastes perfect and your morning pleasant. Happy Mother's Day. Thank you, Barry Chad. I appreciate that. I will also pass that on to Raini, who is not out of bed yet. So it's Mother's Day. She can sleep in. And now leave Mom alone. Leave her alone if she's sleeping.
I'm 17.
I don't care. I don't care if you're 77.
No.
So.
I need your phone.
All right. Why do you need my phone?
We're looking at the thing under the stairs again.
There's a what?
Thing under the stairs.
I've got pictures of that already.
I don't care. I want to look at it by myself.
What are you so mouthy about today?
Ellery turned on the light while I was sleeping.
Happens to Mom and Dad all the time. Nobody respects when we're sleeping. The light goes on and go, Dad, can I use your phone? And, it could be no matter what time of day it is if you're sleeping. So Durwood says, Happy Mother's Day to everyone who's a mom. Absolutely. I was a mom and a dad for several years now. Rainey's the only mom here. I'm a dad. So we'll hit up Mom with a Happy Mother's Day.
I can drive.
Me insane. She's very good at that. So what do you got there? I showed you all the little encoded message under the rafters that we've got a storeroom here that if you crawl way back, it's neat and clean. It's not like dank and dirty. Nice concrete floor and, just the forms and stuff. It's a big walk-in storeroom, but you can go, it lowers down. You can crawl underneath the rest. It's nice and clean. It's not bug infested or water or dank or dirty. It's neat and clean and pristine. But some former resident had scrawled something on one of the rafters.
An evil demon is in there. Her name is Momo and she looks like this.
Oh, I see. I didn't get that out of that message in there. So crawl space storage. Yeah. And it's the whole storage room. It's like a closet. It goes deep, but then there, you hit the back wall. But then it goes about 3 feet up from the floor. You can crawl back in there. You can shove big tubs and boxes back in there and stuff for storage, which is kind of nice.
Valerie, come help me get a picture.
So, and it isn't too scary. There was a message that was scrawled on there, and why do you need her help to get that? You know where the light switch is in there? Now they're closing up each other in the closet. There you go. So, yeah, there was somebody had scrawled some kind of sigil, or it looks like a spell. It's got this weird John Dee type of language written, and a pentacle and stuff like that. And Rainey first saw that when she was putting stuff back in there. And so I went in there and looked at it, took a picture, and it's got mixed into the scrawl. It's got hearts and little hearts and stuff, which said to me it was some teenager doing something who had no idea what they were doing. And so you just took a picture of it?
No, I can't.
Why not?
I can't get a picture.
Well, I don't know where it is, so I would have to go look it up. It's way back 6 months ago I took that picture. And hang on, I'll see if I actually have it. I know I stored it somewhere. Let's see if I've got it. What did I call it? See, that's the thing. When you're looking up old pictures, what'd you store it as? What'd you call it? I have no idea. So you can scroll through my camera and see if you can find it. It'd be way back. And I posted it. No, I sent it to Sarah and said, does this say anything to you? Let me see. I sent it to Travis too. Yeah, Travis Thorpe. Maybe if I go look at Travis Thorpe's, my messages with Travis, I might be able to scroll backwards there and find it. Let's see. Because we don't talk a lot on Facebook Messenger, so it should be, you'd think it would be easy to find it. Let's find out. So I'm in Travis's messages to me. Oh, he sent me a lot of videos and stuff. That's way back. That's 2020. So I don't know, maybe he maybe I emailed it to him or something, because I don't see it in any of my messages to him. So yeah, there you go. Let's look up Sarah Soderlund and see if it's there, because I'll show you guys. I think it might be interesting for you to see. Sarah Soderlund, because I know I sent it to her as well. Let's see, I got to find pictures, because I'm in here, and unless I can, if I click on one picture I've sent her or that she sent me, I'll be able to scroll back in the pictures and like that. Okay, so now I can look in here. See all those? Is that it? No. Looking back, that's even way further back. Let's see. Boom, boom. I'm just flashing through pictures with Sarah Soderlund, and see, that's the most recent. So it's not in there.
It could be. Keep going.
Nope, that's as far as it goes. And it would have been after like this stuff, because that was 2 years ago. Those pictures. That's before we even lived here. So I don't know where it is. I don't know where I sent it. So or it's been deleted off of things. So I don't know if I posted that ever anywhere. So let me just see if maybe I emailed it to Travis Thorpe. Travis Walton. Wrong Travis. Travis Thorpe. You come up in here? Travis Thorpe. A key. That's not it either. So, nope. I don't have it. I don't know where it is. That's a picture I took. And you know what? If you scroll back on my phone, the last 6 months in the photo gallery, you'll find it. You had my phone.
I gave it to you.
No, I'm on radio. So you didn't give it to me.
Yes, I did.
Let's see. Yeah, I get it. I just hate losing important people. It sucks, says Durwood. Totally different topic. But I had a few of those people come and go. I generally think there's a good reason it happens. I'm scrolling back. I want to see what that is. Anyone else have the personality trait that hates losing important people in their lives? Not death, but they just exit your life. Yeah, I've been there. I know exactly what that feels like, Durwood. Matt Finn goes on to say, most of the people that do these things have no idea what they are messing with, and almost always cause inadvertent negative effects. Oh, you're talking about the sigil. I thought you were responding to him, because you said, yeah, we've had a few of those people come and go, Durwood, although I generally think there's a good reason it happens. That's like I talk about. I had a good friend for 27 years. Solid 27 years. He was somebody I met back in 1993. So that tells you it's now 29 years since he and I met. And we were working for a company putting together a television show for kids with Muppet type characters. And I developed the characters from sketches and up. and then he would take them. He was a puppet master, master puppeteer. And as part of what he did, he was a set builder and a puppeteer and prop builder and things like that. And he took all these characters I did and made them into like Muppets. And I remember him coming into the conference room back in 1993 with one of these puppets that he had done for the show as a prototype. And it was an Einstein type of a character. And here he's got this big puppet. The head's as large as a human. He's got his hand up inside, and he's working the controls for the mouth and the eyes. He's got different wires and rings wrapped around his fingers that could do different things with the eyebrows and, and the eye movements and the mouth. And he's got one arm is in an open sleeve, is the other arm. So he's holding it like this, and he's got a hand that's doing the hand of the puppet as he's manipulating the speech patterns and all of that. And it was pretty cool. So that's where we met doing that project. Then he and his wife and my wife and I, at the time, Annette, became very good friends with them. And they were probably the closest friends we had. And they were there all through the divorce, all through everything 20 years ago, and remained good friends. And the last I had seen my friend really face to face, other than just messages, and they live here in town, in St. Paul. And he came over when John Ward was over once here from Egypt, and a few years back. And we were all talking about stuff. And then he got a hold of me, and I was going to help him. I got him in touch with Scott Walter from America's Unearthed, because Rob was writing a book on some stuff, and he wanted to run his information by Scott Walter. And so we were talking all the time. I had him on the radio show once, not this incarnation, but Intrepid Radio with John Ward. And 5-6 years ago. And so it was about 5 years ago was the last he and I had talked, and face to face anyway. And I talked to him about, it's when we were in the big house with the woods that we were buying, and the big house in the woods with the ponds and all of that. And so that dates it back about 4 years ago now, that he wrote me. He didn't even call me. And this is for you, Durwood and Matt. I'm talking about the subject. I just had to give a little background and history that this guy and I were good friends. We traveled together. We had a business together, Three Celts and Company. And we were all friends for a long number of years, very close. And he just one day wrote me an email saying that he would no longer want to be my friend, that there's nothing about me that he wants to know. He doesn't even want to hear back from me. He's just announcing to me that he didn't want to be my friend anymore. And it was all predicated on, because I voted for Donald Trump, I was obviously a Nazi and a racist, and he's just going through the whole litany. And I ignored his don't write me back way that he ended his message. It's like, oh no, you don't take 20 at the time. What was it? 26, 27 years. And I said, no, you don't take 26 years and crumple it up like a ball and throw it in the trash can and then tell me, but you can't say anything to me. No, I said, hey, what's up? Was my message. I said, what's this all about? And I said, why don't we get together and have a cup of coffee and talk? He refused to ever get together. He refused to even get on a phone call. He wouldn't talk to me by phone. He wouldn't even talk to me like on a messenger, like we were chatting back and forth. It was via email. And no. And so that's the way that relationship ended. And we had a couple of emails that went back and forth where I stated something about, I said, so our difference in political ideology, I said, I'm not a Nazi. And I did this, and we went back and forth. And I said, I understand that your use of the word Nazi is just a label because that's not true about me, and it's and we went back and forth for a couple of emails, and that was it. And I said, fine. I said, I will honor your request to not be my friend anymore. I said, but you know what? I said, if you ever come around and say, that was kind of dumb, I said, still here, still your friend. I said, I understand people go through weird shit. And I said, if that's your weird shit for today, which I'm going to label it as, so you call me a Nazi, I'm telling you, this is weird shit. I said, still your friend. Call me up. We'll get together for coffee. Now, that was back in, had to be 2017, maybe 2017-ish when that happened. No, a little later than that. But anyway, 2019 maybe. Goes to show you put more value in his relations. Yeah, that's it, Matt Finn. I actually told him, I had somebody else do that to me earlier this week that wasn't a close friend, but somebody I've known for 25 years, friend of my daughter's, got mad at me for responding on her Facebook to her feminism thing about, abortion or my body and all this that's come up since the Supreme Court thing. And I said very friendly to her. Now, mind you, I would see her posts all the time because we were friends on Facebook and on Instagram. And she's got a really cool life at age 30. She river rafts, and that's part of her job. And she's a photographer, and she does wilderness stuff and all that. And she lived with one of my daughters for years. They've been friends since they were in the 5th grade. And so she's just always been a friend of the family. And I come in and I say, wow, what an extraordinary series of photos you just did down in that canyon, down that river. Outstanding. We talk like that. But if I ever said anything politically, because she's diametrically opposed to my politics, I'm the old white guy from Wisconsin. So while you're supposed to be accepting of everybody and everybody's gender and everybody's chosen this or that or whatever, it's okay to say I'm just an old white, what does my opinion matter? I'm just an old white guy from Wisconsin. I said, you do realize, I said, that in saying I'm an old white guy from Wisconsin, you've done 3 things: ageism, racism, and what was it? Old white guy. Oh, and sexism. I said, you're calling me down for being older. You're calling me down for being a male, and you're calling me down because of the color of my skin, which matches yours, but I'm just an old white guy from Wisconsin. You can get the Wisconsin part. You can take or leave. That's geographicalism. I don't know. That one didn't, and I wasn't bothered by any of that. I just thought it was interesting to point that out. You do realize that in all your glorious feminism, and we've got to include everybody, genderism and whatever anybody chooses, that you are incorporating sexism, racism, and ageism, all in your decrying of me. I said, is that wrong to do? Now, that didn't come up in this recent conversation. All it was in the recent was she had some meme that was, a woman's midsection with magic marker all over it saying, keep your hands off my body type of thing. If you don't have a uterus, you don't have any right to say anything. Blah, 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 all of that stuff. And this was like a day after all of this Supreme Court stuff had been leaked. It was last Tuesday or something. And I said, you do realize, I said that, no, I didn't even start with that because I wasn't preaching at her. All I said was, well, this is all stuff that'll be sorted out. I said, I think it'll be interesting to find out what the actual decision is going to be. I said, this is just leaked. I said, the Supreme Court has a responsibility to uphold the Constitution. I said, I think Roe v. Wade is not good constitutional law. And I said, so they're striking this law down and going to put it back under the purview of the states where it belongs. Just really simple stuff. And she right away started getting into my shit on her public post. How dare you come into my public posts? And I'm like, dude, I said, I always comment on your public posts. I said, I've known you for a long time. I said, what are you so angry with me about? And, the old white guy from Wisconsin. I said, I said, I've never had you yell at me for telling you how good your photography is. I said, and it's spectacular. I said, you've never yelled at me for getting on your post and saying, wow, what a magnificent life you have. I love that river rafting stuff you're doing and the wilderness stuff you're doing. And that's so very cool. I envy your life. I said, have fun with that. And, those kinds of posts have gone on for the last several years. I've seen her face to face, my daughter's wedding and when she lived with my daughter, when I went down to paint the mural, stuff like that. And other times I've been down there. So we've always been friendly. And I characterized it. I said, well, we're friends. I said, not friends. We don't go hang out together. I said, we're friends because you're a friend of my kids. Friends, and you've always been. And when I went through the divorce, my kids and I had my children 20 years ago, and we moved away. I helped ensure, along with her dad, that these girls, all got to remain friends and see each other, because we had moved from the city back out to Wisconsin to the ranch. And so I tried to facilitate them always being able to get together from 5th grade and up. Somebody else came in and said, wow, that's an awfully controlling thing to say. Like, you're responsible for keeping them. I said, I didn't say that. I said, my only point with that was, I've always known you. You've always been a friend to my kids and my family. So this was the tone of it, but it all turned into, we are not friends, and this and that. And I said, if you don't want to be a friend, that's fine. I said, sorry. I said, I thought we were. I'm a friend with you because you're friends with my daughters. And blah, 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 blah. And so then I private messaged her after that. And I said, hey, I didn't mean anything untoward by that. And I said, if you don't want to be friends, which, by the way, she told me that in public, we are not friends. Oh, okay. And so I said, well, I said, I'm sorry you think that way. If you don't want to be friends, I'll honor that. I said, and I didn't do any preaching or anything. She came back to me and told me I was being a predator by messaging her privately. And I said, you know what? I said, I know the political mindset that you are part of. I said, that is probably one of the most immature things I've ever heard you say to me. I said, I'll honor your request. We'll be done. I won't talk to you anymore. And I said, but one word of advice. I said, before you go cavalierly throwing around the word predator, you better check your definition. And I said, have a good life. So that's the kind of stuff. That's what politics is doing to people these days. Was it that bad when I was that age, when I was 30? Maybe. It just wasn't as rampant as social media makes it nowadays. Morgan Snow says, sometimes I believe that they don't know what a friend really is.
But you were like 90 when Mom had me.
I'm not 90 yet.
Yeah.
Let's see. I was 50 when you were born. You're 7 now. I was 54 when you were born. So I've always said, when she graduates high school at 18, I'll be 72. So, which isn't that far away. Good luck with what? See, you watch these videos, these TikToks, the YouTube stuff, and all these dumb teenagers, college-age kids now, doing all these stupid videos they watch mindlessly, one after the other. And this is where they pick up all this language and phrases that they think are really cool and funny to use with their parents, and they're really not. So, yeah, 172 Grumpy Stack. Yeah, I left a century off of that. Those centuries go by like a day. Heather White, she didn't like that. And she just blocked me after that. And that's fine. I don't care. If you want to block me, go ahead. But that's that whole set of people that my daughters have around them. And my daughters are not the same politically as I am. We've gotten into our arguments over politics, but that's as far as it goes. Shut off the political argument. I love you. So whenever my daughters argue with me politically, the last thing they'll say is, Dad, I don't want to talk about this anymore. I love you. Talk to you later. Still love you. And so, it's one of those things. But stupid wee girl, says Heather White. I wish you were here live. You should call in so you can talk to me with your Scottish accent and let everybody hear it. Heather White's over in Glasgow, Scotland. Hey, you wee lass. I don't know if I do the accent justice at all. I think Glasgow has a different accent than maybe Inverness or Edinburgh. Just like here, you can tell when somebody's from Chicago, you go, what's the pure United States accent? I work very hard to talk in a more purified, and I've developed it just over the years. You try to talk clean with no accent visible. I'm sure I've got a bit of a North Central accent, but you go to Michigan, and they all talk like this, and it's like, yeah, they squeak out and tighten their pronunciations of things. And East, of course, you got that, and no, Brooklyn. I'm from Brooklyn. I'm from the Bronx, ma'am. Florida. Then you got Florida. And the way they talk down there. And you got the deep south, where they're like, you come on over, damn boy, you come over and sit on the veranda and we'll have us a mint julep. But then you go a little west, you're over in Texas, and Texas is shit.
Daddy,
So, hey, beautiful.
Daddy,
How you doing?
have fun when I'm a teenager.
Yeah, why don't you go play your game? You can sit there quiet or go on over there on the sofa and do it. So, not that I don't love my child, it's just constant interruptions. So, Grumpy Stack says, my wife and daughter are sending graduation announcements to family members who have blocked me on social media for my views.
Fun when I'm a teenager.
I told them not to do it. I will have fun. And so Mom is not quite ready for a happy Mother's Day wish yet. She's not speaking English yet. So
I need to go get Mama a present.
You just thought of that now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, we're doing radio, and then we'll take care of Mother's Day when we're all done here today. Okay. I was going to have Mom on to talk about Mother's Day a bit. She can get out on her computer even. She doesn't even have to sit over here in the background. I was going to look, folks, while we're doing this to see if somebody changed the settings on my phone. In my phone gallery. I've got some news thing that keeps popping up no matter what app I'm in. It pops up from the internet. And it just started last night. And I don't know what's causing that or why it's that way. So now if I go back, that sigil that we were talking about earlier, I'm looking to see where and when that was. When was probably not long after we moved here, which would make it... when did we find that sigil underneath the storeroom, Raini? About a month after we moved in here. So it would be after my slew of Disney World pictures here. So I'm scrolling backwards to see if I can find that. Because I want to find that. There's... Yeah, I took a couple of pictures of that. So here's Disney World. Yeah. Because the girls... Is this it? No, that's not it. It's on a plank in there under the rafters. And I took pictures of it. I can't find the pictures in anybody's messages I sent them to.
I want to go upstairs.
And I'm looking to see if it's here. See, I think I'm already past. It's just disappeared. Oh, there it is. Haha. Here it is, folks. Remember the sigil we were talking about in the rafter underneath there? Let's see if you can see this. This is what it looks like. And I got to get it close enough so you can see it. So that is what's in the back of our storeroom under the very neat and clean crawl space. But it was written in one of the rafters about 3.5 feet off the floor. And so if you look at that, and I sent that to Travis Thorpe, who is a pagan high priest. We've talked about this. He's very knowledgeable about stuff. And he says, like, look at the sunshine in there in the script in the top line, and there's a little heart somewhere else. He says, my suspicion, the heart down at the bottom left, the black heart there. And he says, my suspicion is this is just some kind of teeny bop girl version of trying to do some kind of house blessing or something. He says, I don't see anything in there that smacks of anything evil or bad or, yada, yada, yada. But that's what that looks like. Hey, Rainy, says Durwood.
Hey.
Happy Mother's Day.
Uh-huh. Hi. My brain hurts today.
Does it?
Go to the doctor.
You need me to rub that?
Doctors don't know nothing, Ro. Ellie.
I'm not Ro.
My brain hurts.
See? She's doing the same thing I do. Ellie. Ellie. Yeah. Relly. We'll just merge them all together. I told you we should have named them all the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So probably should bind that sigil anyway, just in case, as Matt Finn. Maybe so. We talked about that, and we haven't done anything about it, but it's in the house, under the rafters. Elderberry says, Happy Mother's Day, Rainy.
Thanks. Ellie ran up to me and was like, Happy Smother's Day. I'm like, yeah,
Smother's Day.
I feel smothered already.
That was my line as I put a pillow over her face. Happy Smother's Day. I love you so much, I'll preserve you. So, I know the star, says Matthew Stain. Yeah, Sainsbury. Yeah, that stands out. The star, it's a pentacle. So, pretty common. It's not necessarily considered to be evil unless it's inverted. And it's an upside-down star. What are we doing?
Well, what is it?
You're banging into my chair.
It's feminine when the point is up, and it's male when it's the two up.
No, it's demonic when it's feminine, and it's angelic when it's male.
Look at the puppy.
The puppy, you know what? I'm still doing a show here.
I need my clothes.
Quiet. Take it away.
Mama.
Y'all ain't flooded, Scotty. It's always rainy in your house. Yeah, there it is. Think she hasn't gotten that her whole life?
Right?
So.
What really sucks is when I hear people, oh, it's supposed to be raining today, and then I have to look. What?
Yeah.
What'd you say? Did you call me? No, we're talking about the weather.
It's rainy outside. It's rainy in my bed.
It's in my bed.
Excuse me?
Yes,
be quiet over there.
It's her bed.
You don't need to always.
You better be nice to her. She's going to grow up to play the victim and victimize everybody.
Yeah, she'll write a book about my evil parents. So.
Look at those eyes. She's giving you the evil eye.
Yeah, I'm getting the evil eye over there. So. Happy Mother's Day, says Grumpy Snow.
Thanks. I heard you talking out there. I just want to say that group of people is the group of people who like to play the victim, but like to victimize everybody else.
Oh, you're talking about the friends of my daughters?
Do we have
people.
Any headphones?
Can you not talk so loudly when I'm doing radio about non-essential, non-participating things? Go do that elsewhere. If you need headphones, go find a set. Mom and Dad are sitting here quiet.
So you know what's going to happen for Mother's Day? Mama's going to go off by herself.
No.
And get Chipotle.
You know what Rainy wants the most for Mother's Day? And I said, "What do you want for Mother's Day?" And she said, "Anything I want." I go, "Yeah, anything you want." She's like, "I want to leave for the day." I said, "Cool. Where are we going?" She said, No. I want to leave for the day." I'm like, "Okay, get out of here." So Yes, master, whatever you want.
Right.
So, let's see. We got a new comment.
Every day you're my
Quiet. I didn't ask for your input.
Ellie, I love you.
I love you too, but you got to stop.
You got your daddy's bad habit of
enough.
just speaking when you feel like it.
Just blurting it out.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that on your radio show, though. I wouldn't just come in and go, "Hey, where's the vacuum cleaner?"
You wait until I'm sleeping, sound asleep to ask me.
Yeah. What did I ask you when you were sound asleep?
It's been about phone cords, or what did you want to know where your coffee carafe was yesterday?
Oh, yeah. Well, it was morning.
It doesn't matter if it's morning. When I'm sleeping, you don't wake me up to ask me for anything.
But I woke you up nicely. I said, "Hey, Rainy, are you awake?"
Yeah, like 10 times. Rainy, hello, Rainy. I need my coffee carafe. Rainy, where's your coffee carafe?
My coffee carafe for my French press. Suddenly gone.
Not suddenly gone.
Nowhere.
It was in the pot, wasn't it?
It wasn't in the pot.
Where was it?
Oh, I didn't even tell you that story. I dug for everywhere for my carafe. Now, I had taken it the night before. Everybody had already gone to bed. I took the coffee carafe. It still had the grounds in it from French press from yesterday morning or the day before. And I cleaned out the grounds, rinsed it out, and I set it in the sink. As a matter of fact, while setting it in the sink, there was soapy water in the sink. I was going to let it soak overnight and be washing it in the morning.
Soapy water in a
So
pan.
I set it it was actually in the sink.
It was in a pan.
It might have been in a pan in the sink.
You set it in soapy water.
Oh, it was a soapy water in a pan. There you go. That was soaking. I set it in there. And so then, hey, get out of here. Go somewhere else with the dog. And put the dog down.
Leave Lucy alone. She just wants her mommy.
You're being disruptive now, just for the sake of being disruptive. This way now. Leave me alone. I hate my life.
Stop now.
Oh, Jesus. Anyway, so yesterday morning at about 6 o'clock, I'm looking for my coffee carafe. I reached for it where I had set it in the sink and I went, it's not there. So I dumped all the water out of everything and I'm digging through everywhere and I don't see it. It's not alongside the sink. It's nowhere to be found. And so finally, because nobody's awake yet,
Come to wake up your wife.
I go back in the bedroom and I go, Rainy. And she wakes up right away. She goes, what? I go, you didn't happen to do something strange with my coffee carafe, like it didn't get broken and thrown away or something.
What? As in you were freaking dying and need to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
We're too cheap to call 911.
That's right. And so she said, it's in the sink in the pan. I said, no, it's not. But I said, I'll go look again. I went and I dug all over again in the kitchen, in the sink, in the pans, nowhere, nothing. So I walk out of the room and I come back in. Where do I find it? Floating in the water in the sink that I had already looked through. So you can conclude whatever you want with that. We find that a lot around here, a lot of little things.
I got locked out of the garage the other day.
She got locked out of the house the other day.
In the garage.
Locked in the garage.
And you can't open the garage door and go into the garage without unlocking it.
May need a little of Jesus around there, says Matt Finn. Now we got too many people here already. So the child is still yelling over in her bedroom. I hate my stupid little life. She just wants to be here and be part of the show. Well, she was. It's like, no, don't be so obnoxious or I'll have you move on. We've had this conversation before. So.
I see stuff up the top. Matthew says, by your head, there's two statues. Greek goddesses.
They're Roman man and woman. It's a Roman husband and wife is what those are. Those guys. Roman husband and wife.
Man and a woman.
Man and a woman. Matron and a what's the word? Not it's patriarchal something. So attachments, says Matt Finn. You wonder sometimes. Every house has them. Maybe time to do a little house cleansing. Little stuff we talked about on the radio show, burning a little sage. And do some stuff like that. Yeah, it sounds like she's a little house on the prairie in her life. Who, Ellery or Rainey? Need a little house on the prairie?
I do. We're not talking about
We're not talking about
Shush
you.
it.
Shut it.
Jabez.
All day, every day.
I would like to live on a little house on the prairie.
I would too.
The kids would be outside. They'd have fun playing all day.
Remember the shows we would watch? They did on PBS. They did some of those, like a Prairie House.
Yeah.
And they would take people who applied for this show, and it was reality television, but they'd put them in a house on the prairie, and with no access to the city life, and it looked so appealing. And they'd have to go out and chop their wood. They'd have to go out and plant their crops using old implements to do it. And 19th century, 1800s, and it just seemed like such an appealing way to live. No television, no internet, no radio, no conveniences, modern conveniences, no electricity or indoor plumbing. So
that's the one thing I liked about the other Somerset house. Was we had the acreage and we had the chickens and I had my garden.
Yeah.
And we played outside all day.
Yeah.
And the dog played outside all day, which was fun.
And I love I would love the idea of living a little, what did I say on radio the other day? I said, I think what we really need is to see, I said this with Professor Bauer. I said, what I'd really like to see happen is for the Chinese to take the world grid down. Or not the Chinese, a big solar flare. Just wipe out all technology. Nothing works anymore.
You realize that you would have no medication and you would die.
Yeah, I'd probably die because it would have no meds. Or I'd just start, eating things that don't have that junk in it. Happy Mother's Day, Rainey, says Heather White all the way from Glasgow, Scotland. So you guys should go look up Heather White. She's got a magnificent artist, and she did a nice portrait of Rainey that's over on my Instagram. If you scroll back far enough, you can find it about a year ago or so. And
not to be like, I don't even remember that.
You don't?
Mm-mm.
Oh, it's
remember
there.
Much.
It's
really
a ink line drawing, I think, and watercolor wash.
I don't remember much.
So, yeah, the kids have taken the Mickey out of you. So
I really, and all day, every day, I'm doing stuff hardly ever for myself, just kids. Drive a kid here, drive a kid there, drive them to do something to get something for a kid so they can go somewhere else later.
Yep. Yeah. That's why I told them that's why you were born with feet and legs. That's why we bought you bicycles.
In the last what 3 months since we've had this car, I've put like 4,000 miles on it, just driving back and forth.
Just hauling kids places. And of course, more is expected nowadays too from the institutions in the school. Oh, your kid's got a volleyball meet in a city that's 50 miles from here. Well, are you going to take the school bus? Well, no, the school doesn't fund that.
That's because you'd have to pay for the bus, and the bus is like $500.
Yeah, it's just stupid, What's she chanting back there? Mom,
no,
come
you
here.
Come here.
Mom, come here. Mom, come here. She's chanting.
You come here.
Mom's doing something. No, quiet, please. That won't work. She won't be quiet because I told her. Oh, jeez. Right? Hell no. So, yeah, that's the life of Rainey. I'm wackest. I don't look up whites. Oh, wacist, he said. I thought you said wackest. Doug, you're a wackest? Well, to each his own. So,
Here. Andrea
what do we got?
Got her tumbler.
Click on it
tumbler.
so I can see it better. Andrea likes her cup, Mama Rainey. She's drinking her morning shake out of it as we speak. Outstanding. That's great. It was one of, I thought there was one sitting right here. No. Same distance. It was on the sink.
Flynn, open that door and turn the light on. Don't be a jackass. Come on.
Flynn, Mom told you to open the door back up and turn on the light, not walk upstairs.
He turned the light on, but he shut the door.
Oh. My kids are jerks to each other. I don't know where they learned that. Not from Mom and Dad. So thank you, Matt Finn, for saying that, by the way. That's she bought one of Rainey's glass. Not the metal tumblers, the glass thing. When she comes back over, I'll show you one. Bring one of your glass ones over when you come back, Rainey. So, they're really getting to raining. Yeah, you know, Matthew, they do this all day, every day. That's why I put up the quip the other day that, oh boy, kids just got home from school. Our productivity is dropping 72 points. So, but here, this is what she made for Andrea Finn and a couple of other people. One of these, it's not, this message wasn't on it, but she got these glass jars that she does now. And they have a kind of a cork lid on them, a wooden, can't see because the light just blots it out when you get up close. It's cork, it's wood, glass, that frosted glass, and she prints them up.
It's cold like my soul.
Cold.
For iced coffee.
Oh, nice. Iced coffee. Cold like my soul. No, she sent to something like a Hot Mama thing with leopard print on it for Andrea. Well, I'm glad she's enjoying it, Matt. Thank you.
She should only wash it in lukewarm water with no scrubbies. Don't put it
Yeah,
in the
no
dishwasher.
scrubbies. It will take that off. It's funny. The images aren't as durable on this glass as they are on the metal tumblers.
They get a little more durable after they bake. But
yeah,
they're really scratchy before you bake them. And then, yeah, no scrubbies or I'll scrub the image right off.
Yeah. What do those cost?
I don't know that I'm going to sell them because I don't know how they hold up.
Oh yeah, it's a bit experimental. We don't know how well how long they last or anything like that. So, but
I'm gonna wait before I put them up because if they don't hold up very well, I don't want to be sending them out to have people call me and be mad.
Yeah. So, well, thanks, Matt. Anyway, she's doing a show here locally, the local art show. She's going to put up a tent, and so she's been prepping all kinds of tumblers and mugs and coffee cups. You know, we have coffee cups like these that we do.
I got to go buy myself
ceramic
a
mugs.
tent and start making.
You can get your own Intrepid radio mug.
Yeah.
You can get that. I don't want to block out Rainey's face there. Sorry. Your Intrepid radio mug. We've got these on the Etsy page if you want one of those. We might just make some up of our own too. So, Roger Rabbit, I might need a disc golf theme one. Excuse me.
Sasquatch and the alien throwing a frisbee.
A Sasquatch and alien throwing a frisbee. That'd be fun.
Disc golf basket. And
a tumbler or a glass one?
Probably a tumbler.
The glass ones, they're a little frostier looking, so the images aren't as bold and dark. They're a little more see-through. If you want a tumbler, we could work one up for you. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, ain't that true, Grumpy Stack? So much for releasing 1 million barrels a day from the reserves to keep gas prices down. 15-cent hike overnight. You know, ours just went up here in Wisconsin to over $4. $4.09 a gallon. And it was $3.99 a week ago, which I said, I think I even said on the show, gas is $3.99. Just went up to $3.99. And 0.9 cents. Why don't you just say $4? Just round off that 1/10 of a penny. So I don't know if it's supposed to be psychological or what. It's been that way, forever.
Well, it was
9/10 of a cent. Seriously?
388 in Stillwater, and then went to 409.
There you go. 388 to 409 overnight. Last week sometime.
I'm not sure why they did 388.
I think.
So,
And you know what? Rather than release million barrels a day, which we see was temporary fix for about 3 days, and it brought gas prices down for a few days. Everybody said that ain't shit. It's not going to do anything for us in the long term. Why don't you fix what's wrong with the problem locally, domestically? Let's get our domestic production back online. And so they're not doing that. The suggestion was, why don't we put a moratorium on federal tax on gas until we're out of the crisis? Temporary. What is federal tax? I think I figured out you're paying, am I right on this now? It's like 65 to 72 cents per gallon is tax. Put a moratorium on the tax. Well, you know why they can't do that? They need to make money to make up for the trillions they put us in the hole in with. So, we can't drop a tax. So everybody uses tax or gas. So let's tax gas because everybody needs it. It's a necessity anymore. Not at all why here in the States, Matthew, we were under the Trump administration energy independent. That's right. Under Trump, we became energy independent. We were dependent on no foreign oil to get by. So we were domestic. And of course, the left, to show their angst in needing to erase and eradicate anything Trump, the first week they put a presidential executive order canceling everything he had done. So, what a dope, by the way.
what was that noise?
There's the dog.
What's that noise, a weirdo? What's he getting frisky? Is he gonna get bitey?
You're gonna get bitey? You gonna bite me? You gonna bite me? So, anyway, America has tons of its own oil supplies. Matthew Sainsbury says, yeah, you're right. What was it I heard a couple of years ago when Rocky and I were doing radio? Right now, sitting under, like, it comes from in Canada, it crosses the border, but into Wyoming and Montana, Utah, Idaho, somewhere right in there. All of those states, the northern, they say that there is enough fuel, oil, to sustain the United States at its current rate of consumption for at least 250 years. But you got to be able to pump it out and use it.
Sit down. I don't want to be home.
So 250 years. And do you think in the next 250 years we are not going to be able to find better alternatives to the combustible gas engine? I mean, 250 years ago, we didn't even have a combustible gas engine.
No.
So I think in the next 250 years, at the rate of the development of technology, I think we're going to be able to find a good alternative to fossil fuels. We aren't going to just drain the planet, wring it out dry, and leave it. There's 250 years worth at current consumption rates. We'd be fine. Elderberry says, don't believe that the Russia is bad. I served in support of NATO, and Russia is not the enemy. Russia is fighting the enemy. They are competitive in the arms markets through and so on. Well, there you go. And I also think you're dealing with Putin. You're not dealing with the Russian people and Russia in general. So...
Get out! Don't! So feisty. So feisty.
Poke the dog will bite you. Well, our dog doesn't really bite.
Feisty, and she
There
wants
she
to
is.
play.
She's down
And if you
there.
don't stand up, then she nibbles
Lucy,
your legs.
come here. Come here. Come up here. Here. Come here. There you go.
She's nibbling
There
like
she
you bite
is.
on a corn cob on my leg, trying to get me to get up to
What are
play.
you doing? What are you doing? Stinky breath, huh? That's the wooshy fur. You gonna bite me? No, I'm gonna paw your face. That's what she does. Wooshy. She doesn't dare bite me. I can tell you that. She'll nip at the kids if the kids poke her too much, but that's just typical of a dog. Gonna bite, gonna bite, gonna bite, gonna bite. She doesn't bite. She's not like a vicious dog or anything like that. So she bites to play mostly, or to say, knock it off.
To get you up to play.
Yeah, to get you up to play. She's sitting here wagging her tail. She likes to hump Rainey's leg almost more than I do. So,
No.
yeah, I hump Mom's leg all the time.
Yeah, she's trying right now.
She's trying right now to hump Mom's leg. She's Milky Way. She is a pug mini English bulldog. So while she's got some of the markings and some of the facial characteristics of a pug, she's a little taller because she's got that bulldog in her. And she's biting Mom right now. You get her.
She's good till she corn cobs me.
And she corn cobs.
She bites me like she's
So-
eating corn cob, just those little.
She's a good dog though. She's probably the best dog we've ever had. And
Hey,
but
we've had Buster. Ow.
what do you know from nothing?
Buster.
Buster, we gave Buster to a friend of ours years ago. You were like a year old.
Buster died.
Yeah, he did. He died. He was a great dog, an old black lab. That was great. You guys know dogs. Totally different topic, but Buster was becoming a little too big to handle in the house we had after
Okay, I know
she was
get off, but
born.
she's biting.
And you know what?
She's too
You're
feisty.
constantly pushing on my chair.
Sit.
That's why I said being here and saying hi on the radio is one thing. Being here and being obnoxious is another thing. All right. So we gave Buster to a good friend of ours, and she had him for years, and he passed away about a year ago. But she came over once to a backyard barbecue that we were having, and and she brought Buster with her, and he'd been gone from our house for 3 years, maybe at that time, 2 years, 3 years, and it was great seeing him, and he remembered us, of course, and everything. And as she was leaving, she walked across the street to get into her pickup, opened the door for Buster. Buster went running over there to hop into the truck, and then he looks back at me standing there in the driveway, and he turns around and he runs back, and he jumped up and put his paws on my chest and hugged him back, tail wagging. Then he turned around and he ran back to her car, and he looked back one more time, and then he jumped in. It was like, hey, it was good to see you, old dad. Let me come and hug you one more time. And so it was pretty cool. So my dad had a Jack Russell, says Matthew Sainsbury, used to play hide and seek with him. Yeah, dogs are smart. They're dumb, but they're smart. Like you, I don't know why you're humping your mom. You're female, first of all. Second, it's not going to get you anywhere. So you're kind of dumb. And so Rainey kicks her away from biting her or humping her leg, and she'll bite her ankle, start pulling on her foot. So Milky Way Soul Tribe, it's so good to see you. Glad you're here this morning. And just a little family time going on this morning for Mother's Day. So, you enjoying your Mother's Day so far?
Yep.
Somebody come get her. She
So
like
committed.
river.
Yeah, it's such a committed answer. Yep.
Yep.
Dog's evil eyes.
You know what you could do for me? Take this up, put that in the microwave for 1 minute.
Warm up Dad's coffee.
Please. There's rewards in it for you.
I get to $1,000.
I'll determine the reward.
You don't have to finish the dishes.
Didn't have to start the dishes.
I get a puppy.
Yeah, you get a puppy.
That was Rowan said to me the other day. Her friend was over or something. She had friends over. And I yelled at her for something. Not mean yelling. It's like, hey, come on. Kind of thing, you know? And I said, but I love you. She said, if you loved me, she said in front of all her friends as she's walking down the hall, if you loved me, you'd buy me a pony. And I said, done. I'll get you a pony. So, if you loved me, you'd buy me a pony. Great line. So, my kids are witty, which is infuriating when you're actually angry with them. So, it's like when Rainey's mad at me. I just tell her to buy me a pony. That flies over well, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
You know what else flies over well? Hey, Rainey, just chill. It ain't that serious.
Oh my God, don't ever tell me to chill unless you want to be stabbed in the eyeball.
Yeah, she'll stab you in the eyeball with a plastic fork so it breaks off.
Yup.
Nice voice change. What'd I do?
I don't know.
Oh, something with my kid. Probably. Let's see. What else we got? We're almost running out of steam for this show because we're just doing nothing. Thank you. You're beautiful and wonderful. Here's your reward. Come here. Here's your reward. Thank you. Mwah. There.
I get to stay on
No
the
money,
video.
no coin of the realm. So please don't shake my chair so much. That's good and hot now. Oh yeah, that's the what she was drawing on my hand earlier. So there you go. From Ellery. Mom needs hat and tattoos. It's Mother's Day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mom wasn't
Give her a
allowed.
matching one to mine.
Why?
So we can say we have matching tattoos. Heart with an arrow through it, surrounded by stars.
Tattoo gun out and figure out how it works so I can get tattooed.
Yeah, I still got to figure out the tattoo gun. I want to tattoo my wife. I just draw on her with markers now.
This isn't my wife.
X marks the spot. You start at the big old bent tree. And you walk here over this hill and down into the valley. Then you go over this next hill and around the circumference of the hill. And you head south. Watch for the pit. So I draw treasure maps on my wife. So. Nice, says Matthew Sainsbury. Grumpy Stack, just tell Rainey to put on a cape so she can be super mad. Super mad. And see how that goes. Oh, why don't you just put on your cape and be super mad? Super mad. That'll go over big. I'm going to use that next time, Doug. I'll report back in on its efficacy.
When Scotty's voice has changed to a higher pitch, you will know exactly what has happened.
And there it is. Why, thank you, Matthew Sainsbury. It's all in good fun. Let's see. Who all we got left in here that wants to talk? Anybody want to call in just for fun? You can. We'll do that for a couple of minutes if anybody wants to. The link is in the thing. You know, the thing. How you doing back there, Ma?
I'm good.
Good. She's still tired. So Mom's going to go shopping or something today by herself. I don't know. What did you want to go do by yourself?
Nothing. I don't
Oh,
need to even go out.
doesn't even need to go out. So we'll be rubbing Mom's feet today and doing massage. So she gets a massage for Mother's Day.
Hey, we're going
I know what I'm doing.
outside.
Hey, Flynn. Come here and say hi. Come here. Run.
Would you knock your pop over and come back for another one?
Hi. What, you're having 2 pops this morning?
No, I didn't like the one I grabbed.
What'd you grab?
Nice taste.
Here, tip the top of that computer back because your arm's longer so people can see you. There he is.
That boy right there is a really fast runner.
Yes. Look at these. He's got all these ribbons he showed me from his track meet the other day. That boy can run. He's got that one. He's got that one and that one.
Yeah,
2
as
more.
fast as a cheetah, Ellie just said.
Running and jumping, and he's tall and lanky. And here, stick out your arm. Look at that sinewy muscles. Needs a haircut though.
He doesn't want a haircut.
I know. Needs one though.
It's not that long. It's not that long. I remember when Sam was trying to grow his hair out, and Sam would always do this.
Yeah.
Flick his hair around. As soon as Flynn starts that, that's when the haircut goes.
Your hair is hobbitsy. You're hobbitsy.
I love you, son. Good morning. What do you want to do today for Mother's Day?
I don't know.
You don't know? You
Oh,
growing
by
a
the
stash?
way, this is permanent.
Yeah, I know.
I see that. He's growing a stash.
This is what
That's good. I wish I could have
did.
grown a stash when I was 12.
Daddy, look what
Almost
I did.
13. I
Daddy,
would have. What are
Daddy,
you laughing
look
at?
what I did.
I love you, son.
Love you, Flynn.
Mama's Day.
Happy
Mama's Day.
Mother's.
On top of the matching
Day.
tattoo. So there you go. Happy Mama's Day.
But I put a smiley face on the
Flynn, you have a good body for disc golf, says Roger Rabbit. Long arms, lanky
Somebody
equals
forgot
big
to
distance
knock
on
the chair
throws.
back in the chair.
Yeah, he's good. He's good that way. So we'll have to get
No, I
him to
don't
do
want him to
some
get on his hand, thank you.
disc golf.
One hand is good.
Grumpy stack. No. I've already got one hand done. You can do
Let's
something
go
on
make
top
some
of that.
sausages.
Yeah, go put some sausages on.
Do you know how to cook the sausages?
Sausages.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I need
So-
something for Dad that quick.
What's that say? The thing with stuff over by the you know what next to that old whatchamacallit. I have no idea what you're referencing there. My treasure map?
There you go.
Drawing my treasure maps.
Look
Arr.
it. I drew
Oh,
an
yeah, there you
evil
go.
heart,
There's an evil heart.
'cause
The
it's
black
like
added
I-
two-tone tattoo now. Makes it more expensive.
Quit touching
Okay,
my
go
butt,
go
Lena.
do some of the stuff Mom asked you to do.
Go make your mom some sausages.
Because I would like you to clear out for a
I
minute.
don't know. I don't know.
Okay,
how to
I'll
make
come do it.
it a lot.
No, sit still.
I'll come up in a few minutes.
I know how to do something.
I know.
Stay here and you can go find something else to do. You know what you can do for Mom's Day, for Mother? Leave. Go in the other room. Go do something.
Give mom 10 minutes without you wiggling on her lap.
See ya. That's your Mother's Day gift to Mom.
Go vacuum the upstairs for me.
No.
Yeah, go do something.
She's got spit dripping
See
off.
ya. Yeah, you got spit and drool dripping off her lip because she thinks it's funny. Bye. All right. Oi, 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 oi. So I thought, what's different about the camera today? Oh, I don't have the whole marquee up today. That's for the radio show. Leah and Stitch shirt, says
Lilo and
Matthew
Stitch.
St. Pierre. Oh, Lilo and Stitch, yeah. Stop. No closer. Flynn, you have a good body. Oh, for disc. Yeah, there we go. I thought that was a new comment. So, all right, then we're probably going to start wrapping it up for this morning. Again, Sunday morning. We didn't do a whole lot of in-depth talking about nothing. Sunday mornings just for chilling out, having our coffee together. And you all go have a good, happy Mother's Day with your wives, your mothers, whoever, your grandmas, and so on. And we're going to do the same over here. I got to call my mom yet. She's 2 hours behind us, so I couldn't call her when I was up at 7. Call her at 5 a.m. So, hey, happy Mother's Day, Mom.
Sure, you let your mom sleep, but you can't let me. Jerk.
I didn't call you at 5 a.m, though.
No. But you wake me up from my sleep.
Not at 5 a.m.
Where's the coffee carafe?
That was, in all fairness, that was 6:30. It was a half hour before we had to get kids to school. Oh, no, wait, that was yesterday. So,
Yeah, there was no school. There was
Yeah,
no
no
getting
school.
up early.
I figured you put it somewhere safe.
No, because if you're gonna break that coffee carafe, you're done. Because it's like the third one in 6 months.
I know. They crack for no reason
So why you
because they're cheap.
leave it in a sink full of dishes?
I just got to get a better coffee carafe.
Get you a plastic one.
So, plastic. Yeah, plastic coffee carafe. So, or I'll just go back to using a regular Mr. Coffee machine. Something like that. Anyway, I like my French press, but not when I'm on the third carafe in 6 months. So, it's because we buy the ones for $12, and they.
Doesn't matter if it's a $12.
I don't know if they make it with cheap
$59
glass
one,
or
they're all
what.
the same.
It was just one morning I noticed it. I was pouring the hot water in to steep the grounds, and it started just leaking out of this long crack in the thing. It's like, when did that get cracked? Between yesterday and today. So there you go. Roger Rabbit says, Happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there. Thanks for bringing all the life into this world. Without you, none of us would exist. That's true. Of course, remember, moms can't have babies without guys, without dudes.
Well, like we watched in that show yesterday, the guy didn't have to be participant. He just needed.
Yeah, they were watching some show.
Station 19.
Do it in a cup was what the whole theme was about. So there you go. Still need his junk, though. All right. And he was doing it for 2 lesbians. So there you go. There's network television for you.
Right.
So, all right, guys, you have a good day. You have fun with your moms, your wives, your spouses, your kids, your family. And you know what? We'll see you tomorrow night back here for Intrepid Radio. So live long and prosper. I didn't shut down the stream. So let's shut down the stream now. Wow, I didn't start it right this morning. Now I didn't shut it down right. I closed the window before I shut down the stream. Now we're gone. See ya.